you're a beginner learning piano, you're looking for a great collection of pieces to learn in order of difficulty. Well, your piano teacher Tim has you covered once again because today I am going to be reviewing Alfred's Basic Adult Piano Course, Book 1. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to explain some reasons why this book is so awesome. First things first is if you know nothing about piano, the first few pages break down some very important key information, like the numbers on your fingers, basically how notes are played on the piano, curving your hands while playing. So if you don't have a teacher, this stuff is pretty handy. If you do have a teacher, they're probably going to work you through it. And then how the musical alphabet works. So it really does a good job of laying the groundwork out even before you start playing. The very cool thing about it as well is once the warm-ups start or the pieces start, they go in a very, very good and meticulous order in terms of difficulty. So you're not going to be lost at any point. They're not really going to have any gaps in your music knowledge. So they start out really, really simple. They're just like 5-finger exercises in the beginning, just to get accustomed to playing on the piano, playing with the treble clef, playing with the bass clef, and then it moves on to the bass clef. Each page will introduce a new concept, like the whole note, and then you'll be playing the whole note on that page. So very useful as well. And then the other thing I love about this book is even though it starts out slow, it really builds faster and faster as you go through the book in a way that most students I find that they can handle, because a lot of students, if you move too quickly, they get lost pretty easy. So this one is very, very well balanced in that regard. As you can see, we're already talking about rest. We're playing with both the grand staff, the treble clef and bass clef together. You got I'm blanking on it for some dynamics. I've only said that word about 1,000,000 times. I can't believe I couldn't remember it, but brain farts and all that. So by page 17 or so, you're already playing Jingle Bells, a well-known piece with both hands at the same time. So it really, really does an excellent job, Brother John. A lot of you have probably heard that one. Merrily We Roll Along, which probably should sound familiar. Leave in the comments what piece that really is. It does a really, really good job at building and building and building. See, even as I'm flipping through the pages here, you can see how it gets more and more complicated. Now, it might look like it's getting complicated too quickly, but that's just because I'm scrolling past each of these pages. So let's jump ahead a bit. So then you're moving from like C position into G position. So it's getting you playing into different positions, which is great. They introduce sharps and things like that. So it does a really good job, like I said, at adding all this stuff. Let's go ahead quite a bit. As you can see, I fast forwarded like maybe 20 pages, quite a bit more complicated. So there's a ton of content and things to practice here, which is terrific. Now, do you need a teacher for this book? Well, I mentioned no, but it certainly helps because the teacher then can give you feedback. If you're confused about anything, they can explain it. But if you don't have one, it's not 100% necessary. So, going on the flats, I really want to go to Joy to the World, something we all know, or a lot of us do, Top of Old Smoky. So as you can see, as you get through like the 3/4 of the way through the book, you're starting to encounter more and more, popular pieces that people know really well, which is probably the best part of the book. Because when I introduce this book to a student, I'll show them the beginning, but then I'll be like, well, wait a second, and I'll flip all the way to the back and play some of the pieces in the back, and they're just blown away at what you'll be able to play at the end. The Can, a lot of us have probably heard that one, the Marines hymn, and then as you get further and further to the back, you get more and more pieces that are just really fun to play and really well known. So you got Green Sleeves here, as you can see right there. You've got Go Down Moses, maybe not as popular of a one, but a lot of us have heard that one. Scarborough Fair. Now, where are the good ones? Come on. Oh, he's got the whole world in his hands. Not my favorite, but certainly well known. The Entertainer. I'll play the Entertainer before we conclude today. And just to show you what that one's like. That one's almost all the way through the book. And all the ones after The Entertainer are pretty great. You got Amazing Grace. You got Over the Rainbow. Fantastic. And a very good version of it, too. So it's more of an adult version. Like, it's not going to hold your hand too much, but it's also not crazy and unplayable, at least by the time you get to the end. Singing in the Rain. I just love these ones. Even Laura is not as well known, but that one is very fun to play. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Perfect. Ballad of Gilligan's Island. Some of you might know that one if you're older than 30, probably. All you boomers out there that aren't really boomers yet. You got Chattanooga Choo Choo as the last one. It's a 4-pager, but a really fun one to play. So by the end of the book, you're playing some really, really cool stuff. Let me play The Entertainer for you. There you go. A couple mistakes here. It's really hard because I have the microphone like right in front of my face. So I'm going to show you one more piece towards the end of the book that you might like to hear. Amazing Grace. Let me show you.